お前はもう死んでいる。何？
So it needs to be addressed that I've been hearing some sweet bullshit recently. Cuphead, this really admirable, unique, very delicately crafted video game. Everyone's saying it's hard. Have you guys played this game? Yeah, like that! Yeah. Are you just bad at it? Like, come on. I do not get it! I do not get it! I do not understand how you do it! This game is easy as all hell. I picked up the controller and blasted through the tutorial, blasted through all 4 worlds with very little issue. Enough! My friends have watched me play and have said I'm amazing. I don't like
I
that.
believe in you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, never mind. Fuck that. I ain't believing in you.
I watch other people play and I'm just simply amazed. Cuphead was such a breeze for me. Okay, yeah, I'm cutting the bullshit. Cuphead is pretty fucking hard. Well, honestly, not incredibly hard. Everyone's been relating it to Dark Souls, and though I'm not one to talk because I've purely played Dark Souls because it made me too mad too quick, I just feel like there's a large difference between a game that seems pretty bullshit and a game that is solely based on really difficult pattern, and the only person who's at fault for failing a level is you. Except for bosses like the Dice Guy, and the Dice Guy, and part of the Dragon, but mostly the Dice Guy. No! I could be completely wrong, but again, I never really played Dark Souls, so, sorry. Not really. To get back to the point, Cuphead, despite its difficulty, is viciously lovable. I'm writing this short review based on my own experience, may I add, but although I've seen other playthroughs just to see how other people play the game and how their experiences were, it was genuinely pleasing to see how many different paths people went. To explain what I mean by paths, for those who don't know, in Cuphead it's pretty much like the first Zelda, where you could do all the dungeons out of order, but of course instead of dungeons it's bosses, side-scroll levels called run and guns where you have to get to the end of the level without dying, and then levels based in mausoleums where you had to protect a vase from ghosts. Along with that, there's a shop with a really nice fellow Porco Boy that sells you types of perks and new weapons to use on the levels, of which made the game not only kind of easier, but also gave the player a lot of options for how they could defeat the bosses or run and guns. So, TLDR, the game pretty much just throws you into each world and lets you create your own path to the end of one, and then you basically repeat the same formula once you progress to the next one. I also wanted to address the aesthetics of the game really quick, which honestly I feel like don't need to because it's the first thing that sticks out about it. I've been looking at this game ever since it was announced at E3 quite a few years ago and researching it to see the progress and everything. The studio that made this game, Studio MDHR, had to do a bunch of close observation research on the old late 1920s to 1930s style from Disney, Universal, really any animation studio or artist that published the cartoons in this era and had to replicate it onto pencil and paper. As someone who is an animator, this game is incredibly inspiring to me, and I heavily applaud the studio for their work, and I really hope they make more games like this in the future. Cuphead is really one of the most uniquely made video games I've ever seen, and I hope that it is one of those video games that is played 20 years from now and it still looks beautiful to the general public, even though I highly doubt that it wouldn't. So, to the viewers who haven't played Cuphead, if you are a fan of games like Contra, Castlevania, or any difficult side-scroller, I really recommend picking up this game. It's on Steam and Xbox One for only $20, and it's incredibly great considering the time and effort put into the game and what the game offers for you, which is a genuinely fun time.
Right next to that guy, go through that opening, Go behind the thing. Go to the bush. Go to the bush. Behind the behind the red thing. Go to the bush.
Shut the fuck up.
No. That next to the flag. Next to the target with the flag. Next to no. Go down. Go down. Stay there. Go right. Left. Left. Go left.
What the fuck?
Go left. Go behind the red close sign.
Gabe, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to explain it to Sam. I don't know how to explain it.
Did you see how he literally just fucking disappeared? I Tumblr.